Hello, this is Cher, Grin and Grandma, and I am obviously outside right now. This is not going to be a garden vlog. It's not going to be, well, it's just not going to be one of my regular posts. I just have so much that I need to catch everybody up on, and but you know what's been going on the last couple weeks. This garden, by the way, used to be all flowers. Every inch of it was flowers. But we've been here for over 20 years, and during that 20 years, I grew older. And so did the garden. But anyway, it still has flowers in there, but it's just, even in full bloom, not as pretty as it used to be. As you can see, we've got a couple wood piles here that need to be taken care of. My husband's out there on the mower. And when I talk about having a hill that we live on, you can see that it's truly a hill. And later we'll talk about Sammy here and why he's wearing that hood, and a little bit about Rambo. Not a lot, because this is a reselling blog, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of a break and just let you see some of the sights here in our yard in East Tennessee. And now, on to my reseller life. Okay, I've had a couple posts since I told you about the wreck, which was about, I guess now, 6 weeks ago. Time flies, doesn't it? But anyway, let me tell you that our insurance company, Farm Bureau, was good to us. It's always nice to be able to spread some good news. But they really were good, and they always have been to us as far as any claims. It's not like we have that many, but any claims. And they did give us enough money to get this fixed. And this is something that you might not know. I sure didn't know it, and I worked in insurance a long time ago, probably about close to 50 years ago now. That's a lifetime for most of you, if you've even lived that long. But anyway, they declared this truck to be totaled. And the thing is, it wasn't totaled. I mean, it wasn't, the frame wasn't bent, and it's really in good condition. It's an '05. But anyway, I was disappointed because I was told that once a vehicle is totaled, you can't get full coverage on it. You can only get liability. Well, guess what? Our insurance agent told us that if we bring the truck back in after it's been repaired, then he will note that it's been repaired, and he will, although the accident will stay on the records, the truck vehicle records, it will not, we can still get full coverage, basically, is what I'm trying to say. This is the creek in our front yard, by the way. It was only about a foot wide. We need to get out here and rock it, or put rickrack, we call rickrack on it. At least that's what we called it when we used to have our maintenance teams put stones and rocks around the creeks and rivers in Indianapolis. There he is again. In Indianapolis to hold the banks in. But anyway, long story short, we did get it fixed. I wanted to remind you of this trailer here. We did get it fixed, and they replaced our trailer. I won't tell you what we settled for, but I will tell you that I think, anyway, it was fair. It was a fair settlement. And our agent told us that what happens a lot of times, people get paid for the damage to their vehicles and they just don't get them repaired. So, down the road, apparently, some people will have another accident and blame that damage on the current accident. So, this is our old trailer. I'll show you our new one. And this is our new one. Just like the one that was destroyed in the accident, except of course it's a newer model because, well, that's what they sell this year. And it has a little bit of an upgrade here. See this spring? It helps to lift this gate. And this gate, by the way, weighs about 200 pounds just on its own, as did the one in the other trailer that we have. So, this is what we have, and we're happy with the settlement. So, what's been going on the last couple weeks with us? What hasn't been going on? It's one of those times that when things go bad, they go bad. When they go right, they go right. And we've had a little bit of both. So, anyway. Sammy is our pug. We've had him for several years, about 14 years. And I don't know if, well, if you know pugs, you know that they are dogs that have eyes in the front and they protrude somewhat, like Pekingese, or, well, like Pekingese. But anyway, when you have dogs like that, know that, pugs especially, know that they are so much fun and that you are going to love them beyond belief if you have them. Also, know that as they age, they will have eye problems, they will go blind, they will have, well, enough said about that. But anyway, Sammy is blind in one eye, and he got a, it wasn't an abrasion, but anyway, he had something on the eye that's blind, and it just kept growing and getting worse. And I was trying to do all kinds of over-the-counter type things that I had read about on the net. And by the way, don't waste your money. Just don't. Go on to a vet. Let the vet take care of it. Don't waste your money on the OTCs, over-the-counter type things. So anyway, we took him to the vet because his entire eye was like reddish brown, and it was just angry looking. And so the vet said that, of course, he's blind. His vision can't be restored without exhausting surgery, and he is older, like I said, about 14. Hopefully he'll be with us a few more years, but you never know. That's a long time for a pug to live. But anyway, the vet did some kind of a surgery where he, well, he sewed in like an additional eyelid, and he did well with the surgery, but then he got home and he ended up, even though he had one of those cones over his head like you saw in the video, he ended up tearing some stitches out. So took him back to the vet, another surgery, and not as lengthy, just to repair, I guess. And he's back home again, and guess what? He's tearing those stitches out again. So he's wearing that cone 24 hours, except for when he's eating. And of course, you know Rambo's our little mischief puppy, and he's not quite 2 years old yet, but with a pug, he's still a puppy. And Rambo will try to play with him, and when they're outside or indoors, doesn't matter, he tries to body slam Sammy, and just, I mean, it's kind of a nightmare trying to watch both of them and make sure that both of them are doing what they should be doing and not what they shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's what's going on with Sammy and Rambo. And in the meanwhile, my husband broke a tooth. Well, it's way back in his, on the upper part of his jaw. And it got infected. He couldn't get into the dentist in time. So anyway, it did get infected. They pulled out what they could of the tooth. Well, they pulled out the rest of it. And it's just healing very slowly. So, and you know men, you know, I love men. I do. I was raised by a man. My brother's a man. I married one. But you know what? They're really babies when it comes to any kind of pain. Enough said about that one. Anyway, we're still dealing with that. What else is... Oh, in the meantime, let me tell you, we did go to a private pick. It was someone we knew, so I invited our friends along from the East Tennessee Resellers group. Turned out that Trading Post Pickers was able to make it, and Don from Mars Bargain Basement. Okay, kids, I'm recording.
Oh my God.
There's Christina.
Hi.
You usually say hola.
Hola.
Made it. So anyway, we picked that. I'll show you a few pictures while I'm talking about this. And what else? Oh yeah, we did go to dinner later, or to lunch later. And some things you just can't discuss. Here we are at IHOP. There's a lot of us in here.
It's hard to get
on Easter.
Yeah, I just called you that big party I'm with. I'm changed the man. I don't know. So we're not gonna make it over at night. We'll come another time. Thank you. I just let
We're
you
the
know.
only ones. But anyway, we did go to lunch later, and we had a lot of laughs with each other. Oh, and then my husband and I, we just don't, we've got so much inventory that it's not necessary to go to yard sales or anything like that. But there was an estate sale that was just down the street. And, you just can't help it when something like that happens. You gotta go. So anyway, we went to that, and I'll show you a little bit of footage from that as well. Didn't really buy much, but and it was high. It was on a Sunday, and they did have it priced half price, but as far as I'm concerned, it was still pretty high for a reseller anyway. There were some deals that we got, and you'll be able to see some of those as well. But that's what we've been doing. That's what's been happening. And in the meantime, we're still trying to keep the shops stacked and stuffed. And I'm still trying to get some things flowing here for the online sales. So there you go. That's been our last 2 weeks. So I hope yours has been great. And if you enjoy seeing this type of a mixed up video, then please give me a like, thumbs up, and please subscribe. I really would appreciate that. So have a great day. God love you. God bless you. Bye-bye.